My business is called PFG Detailing, and today I've got a regular client in, Range Rover Sport, just in for a weekly maintenance wash. And I'm going to go through the entire process live with all of you, unless you're watching this on a while it's been recorded or after it's been recorded. So I'm using an all-purpose cleaner. This one is by Jewel. It's a UK brand, so sorry to everyone that is not based in the UK. But it's called Jewel Nitty Gritty. It's mixed to one. And I got this from Fallen Angel, but I'm testing it at the moment to see if it's a product that we like. This again is Dual Axis. It's a non-acidic wheel cleaner, and it does an excellent job. And I'm not shy with this. When it comes to cleaning chemicals, I'm just not shy. So yes, I do absolutely soak these wheels down. And what we're going to use is a tire brush to clean the tires. In fact, I'm going to do the arches first. So I've just got a pH neutral shampoo in here, nothing fancy. I really don't think it's going to make that much difference under the arches if there's an acidic or alkaline one in there. The brush is going to do the majority of the work, let's face it. And whilst I'm on here, if anyone's got any questions about detailing, about products, a how-to on your own car, I really do like to help. So drop a question. Also like subs and likes, all that kind of good stuff. I'm not trying to sell you anything. Just want to build a community on here of good people talking detailing, maybe some other stuff as well. Right, okay, so let's see what we've got here. I want to do the tyres. Where have I put my tyre brush? A whole different mix of brushes here. Your tyre brush, you'll be able to see that it's obviously there's dirt coming from here. There you go. It's supposed to be white. Well, it was when it first went on. But that dual nitty gritty is doing a great job of breaking down all the rubbish that's in the tyre. And the brush is the cherry on top, making sure that I actually get it. Under here, I will say, I'm using something called rim mats. I don't know if you can see those on there, but they lift up the car just enough. I was going to say just a little, but just enough that you can clean around the bottom of the tyres, which also helps in putting on tyre shine afterwards. There we go. That. I saw a comment here. 108 Mass Avenue, a mobile dealing detailing service for these. Nice technique. Thank you very much. Whereabouts are you based? 108. Still looks dirty. Roberts, that's because I've only just started. So, yeah, nice one. I've literally just started cleaning the car. It is still dirty. So go and say it. Say you missed a bit. You can be the first one of the day. This is an easy detail brush, good for getting in to the barrels. And these wheels, ever since I've known this car, have been absolutely thrashed. They've been curbed awfully. So once a month, I will give them a deep clean. That's not today. But what I'd normally do is this doubled up with, got to love getting chemicals in your face, doubled up with a fallout remover. But that isn't today. And the fallout remover that I've been using is Jewel Auto Care, either that one or I'm really enjoying Built Hamber Auto Wheel. Both are excellent products. What comments have we got in here? USA, whereabouts? Oh, you've said there already. Massachusetts, California love. God, it makes me think of Tupac, or as you say, Tupac. So welcome. We always get quite a few people in from America, actually, and it's always lovely to have. So thank you. I was joking. Oh, Roberts, honestly, me too. It's perfectly fine. Perfectly fine. I like a little bit of banter on here. I don't mind. In fact, I encourage it. So take the pee as much as you like. It keeps me sane throughout the day. Otherwise, it gets kind of lonely here. So If I get the opportunity to go live, then I do. And I've only been live about once this week. So yeah, I'm happy. I'm happy if you comment, even if it's a cheeky one. By the way, I'm using this. It's called a big hairy ball brush. For those of you in the UK, it's from a company called Fallen Angel, and it's really good. It's just fun to say, if nothing else. Where am I from? I'm from. My unit is in Romford in Essex, which is in England. All right. So this wheel, I would say, is nearly done. I'm just going to use a little brush on the bolts, and that's it. How did you start detailing these things? Mike, how you doing, Mike? Is this the same Mike as before? I'm not sure. There's a lot of people called Mr. Hunt, Mike. So yeah, I started. How far back do you want to go? One of my first jobs, whilst applying for a proper job, was working in a car wash, and that was about 1997. So I've been doing something since then. Then I was doing it part time. Where have I put my pressure washer? I was an insurance consultant, and I used to do this in my spare time because I enjoyed it, and it just kind of grew from there. Uh-oh, why is my pressure washer not working? It's been working all morning since. This is the kind of stuff that you don't see on all those lovely videos online. So now I'm going to have to try and fix this. Right, why is this not working? I think I've got an airlock in the Karcher. It's not fun, but it should be fixed. Come on. Who else has this exact kind of problem with Karcher? It doesn't help that I've not got good water pressure here because I'm running this from something called an IBC, which is a water tank. And what happens is the pressure. So I'm not going to blame Karcher for this one. This is definitely me. How long is it going to take you to fix this issue? Right, this is where I normally get soap. So let's hope that it doesn't happen now. There we go. Airlock sorted. Let's put this back on here. There we go. That's for those of you that don't know, that's how you fix an airlock. If all of a sudden your pressure washer just stops working, if it's a Karcher, take the hose off, run it for a little while, get rid of the airlock, and it will start working again. And I'm sure that out of the 116 of you that's on here right now, one of you would have had that issue. It's that easy to fix. So if anyone has any questions while I'm here today, please go ahead. I'm more than happy to have a chat with you. I'm going to be here for hopefully a few hours. I'm going to just take it nice and easy, explain everything that I'm doing, answering any questions that you might have, showing the products that I'm using. And again, I'm not trying to sell anything at all. I've got no links to the product. This is just to provide some content for you. John asked you if I'm heading out. Oh, thank you, Kill Switch. Yeah, I'm here regularly. And thank you for all that love from California. I really do appreciate that. It's always nice to have people in from around the world. I've never met so many people. I'm just going to try and get rid of some of the dirt that's up there. This isn't a deep, deep clean, but I'd like to keep it a relatively good maintenance wash today. And I would say that that wheel and tyre up is now done. And on to the next. I'll show you what other cars I've got in at the moment as well that are here for a little bit longer than a few hours, like this one. Let me show you. How much water do you use roughly per car exterior? Depending on the size of the car and how dirty and exactly what it is. If you want to include the water that I put in the buckets, 100, 150 litres. But that's because the buckets will take 20 litres each, plus what I use on the car. It's easy for me to gauge because that's the water. If you can just see it underneath the BMX, that's the IBC that I'm using. So yeah, this is the car that I'm going to spend a few hours with you today. I'm going to be working on a Mini Woodman, apparently a very rare car. I've never seen one before. I mean, even that roof alone and the window, really rare. That's already completed. That's an Aston Martin DB7. Another car that I'm halfway through is this Mercedes 450 SL. That one is my car. Yes, it's electric. Please don't hate me for it. I love my electric car. Gucci, how are you doing, Gucci? Good to see you. Finally back live again. I've not been live much this week, but I'm here. It's time to crack on with some work. But how have you been, Gucci? Right, okay. So as always, any questions, just shout. I'm not hiding anything. Some people say, oh, detailer, they don't tell me what they're doing and hints and tips and tricks. It's exactly why I'm here, to give away absolutely everything. And you can see what happens throughout the day when things go bad, when things go good. Am I going to fall off of this chair? Thankfully, no. Right, okay. Yeah, all good too, all good. And thankfully, it's not too cold today. I thought if it's going to be absolutely freezing cold, am I going to go live? The other day I got in, looked at the temperature gauge, and it said 3. Thought, this is going to be a cold one. Unfortunately, the power in the road tripped out. All of the properties down here had no power. And I was just sat around for an hour thinking, well, it's not been fixed. There's nothing I can do. So I went home. I was working on that Mercedes that I've just shown you out there, and there's no rush on that car. The guy will let me take as long as I need to get that one done. Where did I put the foamer? Oh, I've put it all the way over there. Why did I do that for? So, all-purpose cleaner in here. You can put any of your all-purpose cleaners in there. And a lot of people say, how do I get it to foam? And it's nothing that I've done to it. It's just that this particular uh, bottle is a foamer. That's it. Electric Mini, yes, yes, it is an electric Mini, Mike, and I love it to pieces. Look, it's a good-looking car. That is a good-looking Mini Cooper SE. Uh, I've got a, I've got a BMW 320i convertible as well, and I haven't driven it about a year and a half. No lie, about a year and a half. That's the one that I enjoy driving. I run a mobile detailing business. I'm desperate need of cover, garage, a shop through winter. Any advice on finding somewhere? Henry, it's difficult. I mean, I don't know what country you're in, but at least here in the UK, there's a lot of people that just don't want car-related businesses renting space off of them. So my advice to you would be, I'd probably go around to local farms or places that have got great big plots of land, saying, look, this is what I do. Can I run my business from here? And you know what? You might have someone say yes. I know of a few detailers that have started their business from a garage, or even, like I say, from a barn, and they had to take the power from next door. This place had no walls; it was literally just a roof. But the guy started a business from it, and you have to hand it to him. He's done very well. Oh, you're in England? Yeah, me too. If you haven't already noticed, the Mini is technically a BMW. Yes, I absolutely agree. Which is a shame because I'm not a big fan of BMW anymore after the one that I've got. Hence why I don't drive it, and I really need to sell it. In fact, I should bring it into work, detail it, and get rid of it. That's what I should do. It's growing moss. It's now the same color as this bucket. That's totally my fault. Right, you feel yeah, nice. Well, one of those things. But yeah, so what was it, Henry? Literally drive around trying to find somewhere that will just let you use their land, and you might get some really good deals out there. Drive onto a plot of land, say, "Can I talk to the owner? This is what I want to do." You're going to need water, obviously, power, and some kind of drainage, and then the rest you can work out. But as long as you've got that and some shelter, the other thing that I'd be mindful of is the fact that if you're on a farm or something like that, make sure make sure that the drive in and the drive out isn't muddy, because people will look and go, literally, as soon as I drive it out, it's going to get muddy. Now, I'm all for get the car cleaned if it's dirty, even if it's raining, but you definitely don't want a muddy entry and exit. That's going to ruin it for you. Because sometimes when life is too good, your BMW has to humble some time. Yeah, it does. Yeah, that I literally haven't driven the car for a year and a half or so. So I need to get it sorted. Right, this is an easy detail brush. What spray did you use prior to the foam? Do you mean this one? This is dual axis. It's a non-acidic wheel cleaner. If that's the one that you mean. Got someone dealing with the electrics here. So if you can hear the banging, that's what it is. Had a bit of a. Oh, hey, how's it going? Yeah, you good? Man's thinking. Think- I mean, that would be ideal, but it's up to you if you can do it. Because what I was thinking is, sorry for everyone on here. I don't want to keep driving over it and breaking it. Yeah, is that all right? Probably most of the day. Yeah. All right. Um, when I can hear you properly, and when I'm not on here, I'll Paul says hello. He's just said hello to 137 people. Yeah, so I will have a chat with you and work out what to do. All right, thank you. See you soon. Call the handyman. But no problems, Emery, no problems. What I found is when I was phoning people saying this is what I want to do, a lot of them just said no car business is end of story, and some of them got irate just because I said I was going to be running a business like this. All right. Paul's walked off now. There he is. I don't know if you can see him. There's Paul. He's a good guy. Cairo, yeah, it sure is a Land Rover. This is the one that comes in every week. It's normally on a Friday, but the lady who owns it wasn't around yesterday or needed the car back at such a time that I couldn't promise that I'd get it done for them in time. So yeah, this car comes in, I would say, every single week, unless she's on holiday or last minute thing. And it's a nice one for me to just spend a little bit of time and go live and have a chat with you guys. So it's a nice one to do. I've got a few like that. There's a Porsche that comes in regularly. If I get the chance, I go live with that one, a Jaguar F type. Yes, an F type. Should be a Mini starting to come in regularly. There's a customer that comes in regularly, but you just never know what car he's going to bring in. It's either going to be a Range Rover SV or his wife's Volkswagen Touareg or his Ferrari F8. You just never know what car he's going to turn up in. Sometimes they ask me on the day, Range Rover Sport. Yeah, it sure is. Range Rover Sport autobiography, something. Do you drive the customers' cars all that way here? This one, they live quite literally 30 seconds down the road. So I'll drive this one. I have driven some customers' cars, but I asked them to please drop their cars off. So I don't often drive customers' cars. Sometimes the cars are really quite expensive, and I'd rather they had the liability in driving it than me. Namely, one of them was a £250,000 Ferrari F8, and the other one that I did drive was about £350,000 Lamborghini Sterato, which I did do live. Not the driving part, just the cleaning part. Everyone thought that it was Mark McCann's car, but it wasn't. I wish it was Mark McCann's car. For those of you that know Mark McCann, anyway. Right, I'd say that that's pretty well clean. And I don't know if you can hear the pressure washer or not. The noise cancelling earphones doing a good job of getting rid of noise. How long does a job usually take you? Good question. This car I can do in 45 minutes if I'm not live. If I'm live, it could take me 3, 4 hours. Depends on what kind of work that I'm doing. That particular car over there, the Merc, is going to take me probably 3 days. The Mini's probably going to take me 2 days. I spent 3 days on the Aston Martin. So it really depends on what is the work that's come in. Uh, so I just had a phone call come through, and that's why I shake my head because I don't want to answer the phone call. I don't want to cut off these beautiful 118 people I've got on here. Right, what questions did I get on there? I need to get one of the big hairy ball brushes. They are good. Simple as that. I've got one for the exterior and one for the interior. Um, Joking aside, besides what they're called, they actually work really well and they're soft as well. You know what I want to say there. So they won't scratch anything. I might just listen in the background. All right, thank you, Cara. I appreciate that. There's some people like to sit back and watch. Some people like to join in. Uh, so either way, I'm happy. Happy that I can entertain you guys. Let's see. Do I provide a car for customers to take while you work on their cars? Henry, no, I do not. I've thought about it in the past, but that to me is aggravation. You never know what's going to happen to the car, and it's like, nah, don't want to do it. What happens with things like that is if a client wants to be dropped off somewhere, I'll drop them off, I'll pick them up. That's no problem at all. Um, but I do say to them, I said, if I pick you up and drop you off, then I'm not going to charge you for it, but it will take time out of my day, which means I can get less work done on the car. And they're like, okay, that makes sense. Right, because if multiple customers came in, yeah, absolutely, absolutely would need multiple cars. Right. So we could, but oh yeah, no, thank you. Gucci is absolutely right. The most amount of likes that I've ever had on a live before is just short of 80. So my target for a little while has been to try and get 80 likes. So thank you, Gucci, for saying that. And the most amount of people I've ever had in here is 225. But it's getting close to Christmas. People are going out and enjoying shopping. So they might not be busy this side of Christmas. But I was also thinking, shall I go live on Christmas Day? I'll either be really busy or really quiet. Ah, Mike, thank you. I appreciate that. And I think there's a subscribe button somewhere around here. So yeah, if you like what you see, I'd love a subscription. It's free to give. Christmas is coming up. That's the best gift you could give me, and a like and a subscribe. Because what I'm also trying to do is, for those of you that know about the monetization on here, I want to spend more time doing this. And your subscription helps in doing that because it means that I will get monetized, hopefully sooner rather than later. And that means I can spend more time going live. Yeah, absolutely. No, thank you for that. I really do appreciate all of that support from you. But yeah, it's free to give a like and a subscribe. And I just want to do more of this in the future for all of you guys. And there'll be lots of different cars as well. The Mercedes, I did a deep clean on that on here the other day. I can do interiors on here, but it's difficult getting the camera in the right place, if I'm being honest with you. Still do it, but it's difficult. The other thing that I do is machine polishing, live, ceramic coatings, and answer questions throughout the way as I'm doing it. Right. Tire clean and brush works really well. Thank you for all the extra likes. I really do appreciate that one. How much do you charge for a car wash? Uh, it does depend, but I charge anywhere between 50 and 70 quid, depending on the car. But what my clients have is I give my clients extras. So this particular car, it's happened a couple of times. If they need the tyre pressures checking, I do that every single week for this car because it seems to have a problem. I top up the water all the time. And after about a year, I said to this client, I went, have you ever noticed that you never have to top up the water, that your windscreen washers never run out? And she went, now you mention it, I've never topped it up. I went, no, because that's me. I said, I do it. I do it every single week. For my very regular client, like this one, I'll put on a free windscreen coating, free paint protection. I'll remove scratches if it's not time consuming, too time consuming, uh, without charge. So yeah, for those people that come in regularly, they look after me. I look after them. I think it's the right thing to do. Why don't I move this bucket over? It'll be much easier for me. Right. Have you ever gotten a customer that doesn't want to pay, unsatisfied with the work? I've never had that before. I have had customers that have taken about 6 weeks to pay, and that is, how can I say this without swearing? It upsets me quite a bit because they're just, that's just nasty. Don't do that. I've laid out chemicals and time, and there's people that have owed me like 800 quid at a time, and you're thinking, I know you like the car and the work that I've done, so why are you not paying for it? And because I send them an invoice and they run it through the business, they just want to hang on to their money. They always book in again. Everyone that's done that, because there's been a few of them. But yeah, so what I've done is thinking, right, okay, if you're going to do that, then you have to pay 50% upfront or give me some kind of deposit, because I'm not going to sit around waiting for weeks on end. And then it starts to get embarrassing when you ask for your own money that you're owed. And I really don't appreciate that. So I've never had someone not pay, because I normally try and go above and beyond on what a client wants. As a for instance, there was one client that spent a decent amount, and they had walking boots in the car. Boots like this, but you know the ones where they're kind of plasticky all the way up to the top. And I cleaned the boots and put a protection on them too. So they were. It was just like a nice thing, and it made them laugh. But they were also like, actually, that looks really good. They spending just a few extra minutes doing something a little bit out of the norm is a nice thing to do for people, and it makes people want to come back. Yeah, it always makes me nervous when a client says, "I haven't got cash on me. I'll send you the money later." Like, that's not exactly how this works. Not unless I know them, anyway. Right, one more wheel left to do, and then I'm gonna snow foam the car and give that a damn good clean. Then we're gonna get on the inside of the car because that is a bit filthy too. If there's any questions about detailing, or you just want to have a chit chat, you have the time. I'm not holding any chemicals. Right now, my cable, not my cable, my hose caught on something. So let's move that. There we go. It's an easy fix. Right, for those of you that don't like the Mini, what is wrong with that car? Besides being electric, it's a nice car, and I love it to pieces. Do you have employees? No employees, but I do have people that I've trained up. That when I need them, I'll give them a call and say, "Help! There's no way I'm going to get this car done in time." And one particular guy is really good, and he does detailing anyway. Just I needed to show him the things that I wanted done, make sure that he was good at it, which he is. Had to teach him how to do ceramic coatings, and he learned that very, very quickly. In fact, on the first car, I basically just let him do it without challenging him. So I don't have an employee, but I do call people up as and when I need them, call it freelance. Right, okay, yeah. What is the most valuable car you've detailed? The cooking up a storm. The Strato actually is not the most expensive one that I've dealt with. I've dealt with quite a few in the £500,000 mark. And the most expensive one that I've spent a decent amount of time on is a 1950s Mercedes 300 SL. That was a seven-figure car and the classiest car on the road. Absolutely beautiful. So yeah, that was nice. But in the £500,000 bracket, there was a 488 Pista something, an 812, an AMG GT, some kind of weird and wonderful something or other. I don't know what it was. What else did he have? A Porsche 911R. There was only 911 made of them. 911R, 911 of them. Never didn't even know it was a thing. I said to him, I said, look, uh, I said, I'll never ask you how much the cars are worth. I said, but what is the Porsche worth? And he said that he bought it in 2018 for 140 grand. And at the time, when I asked him, he said it was worth a £500,000. Like, holy, did not know that car was worth that much money. What else did he have in there? Oh, he also had an SF90. Forgot about the SF90. That was a nice car to drive. Have I detailed a 458? Mm, yes. Yes, I have. Only the one. It was a red one. That was in a few months ago. That was an unusual one, actually. That was unusual because the guy needed it cleaned because he left the car in the garage at the same time that he had caterers do a party for him. And what happened was the caterers were in the garage with his Ferrari and they were cooking Indian food. And the car absolutely stunk inside of Indian cooking. So the reason he bought the 458 to me was to clean the inside, not because it was dirty, but it stunk. So what ended up happening was I did a load of videos and put them on here and on TikTok and Facebook, and the comments were, "Why don't you clean a dirty car?" Like, just because you don't see dirt doesn't mean it doesn't need doing. The car stunk of food, but there's no way that lot believed me. But yeah, that's what happened with that one. Unfortunately, he sold it, so I won't be seeing that car again. But the Ferrari F8, that'll come in again. Probably not this time of year, although he does drive it this time of year. He uses it sometimes as a daily driver. I think when you've got that kind of uh, money around you, it doesn't matter if you drive a Ferrari F8 daily. He actually bought in his Range Rover SV. Let's see if you know, without Googling it, this guy bought a brand spanking new Range Rover SV. How much do you think that that cost? They cooked the inside of the car. Yeah, it did smell of Indian food. It wasn't good. So yeah, that needed sorting out. It was easy to do, thankfully. If you told somebody that's new to the business, what would you tell them? I would say get as much experience in messing things up as possible. So what I mean is go out and buy a panel and test products. And I mean test wet sanding, dry sanding, machine polishing, ceramic coatings. See what you like, see what you don't like. Uh, I would test the machine polishing on how deep a scratch you can remove without actually burning through the paint. And then I would purposely burn through the paint. 120, yeah, okay. None of those are even close to how much that Range Rover SV costs. So it was £200,000 he paid for a Range Rover Vogue SV. I looked at him, I said, sorry, what? Are you sure? Because he said he also wanted to test a Bentley Bentayga 300,000. Yeah, that's it, 200 grand, £200,000. So there'll be some of you that are in America. I don't know what that equates to, but that to me sounded like a lot of money. Hola, ¿cómo te va? Um, uh, Estes un autobiography. Sorry, that person's asked me what Range Rover this is. Uh, this one, autobiography, P400. For a house. Sorry, what was that for a house, Gucci? When you say for a house? USD and pounds are pretty similar currency in value. Oh, are they? Right. I haven't looked at that for a very long time. But either way, it's a lot of money for a Range Rover. And funny enough, he had another one before that was broken into, and I've got all the spare parts here. So at some point, I need to sit down, talk to a few of my contacts, and go, "Do you want to buy these spare parts for Range Rover?" Um, and Espanoli, no offense, 200 grand for a house. Yeah, he's got a beautiful home though. Bear in mind, he's a wealthy man, very wealthy man. And what's impressive is he's done this not with a business, he's employed, as far as I'm aware. That to me means he's got a massive brain. So, well, I guess that's not entirely true. Right. Right. Easy detail brush to get the barrels of the wheels nice and clean. Bearing in mind, these wheels are absolutely trashed, not because of the way that we're cleaning them. They have been curbed to hell. £1 to $1.3. What does that make that? I've got to add an extra 30%. So that's about $260,000 then. That's a lot of money for a car. What's my dream car? A Porsche 911 Turbo is my dream car. I would love to have one of those. One of my clients had a white one with red leather. Didn't think I would like that, but I did. And he said to me, he said, "Could you do some paint correction on the car?" I said, "Yeah, I can do that." I said, "But you don't need paint correction. You need a painter." I said, "Because that isn't a problem in the paint that you've got. That's damage to the paint, and they're bad stone chips." He went, "Well, just see what you can do." I said, "I'm telling you, I can't do anything." He said, "Just take it and see what you can do." You don't understand. You need paint. Paint's come off. You need someone to put paint on. That's not what I do. He said, "Just take it." I said, "Well, I'm going to be about 3 days." And he went, "Yeah, no problem." So I had a Porsche 911 Turbo for 3 days. And I drove it around and really enjoyed it. Hello, all the way to Japan. Every time I get people from Japan at the minute, I'd say, "Oh, I wish you was here recently because I had two JDM cars in." Is it JDM? I had a Honda Integra Type R and a Mazda MX-5. I think in America, you call it a Miata. Really nice cars. And literally just shipped over straight into here. And I did go live with those actually. Hi, RP. Hello, RPM. Have you heard of Jeep Track Hawk? I haven't heard of that one. Nissan 44. You got nice cars. Thank you. What cars would you guys have? We see Track Hawks a lot in the States. I've never heard of that. You like the Integra? The Integra was nice. I have got some videos of me doing bits and pieces on the interior and a wheel clean. But I don't actually put that many pictures of the cars on here, probably because I don't take the pictures. I that the don't think that it's good content, me just showing how clean a car is. I've tried it in the past and I get very few views, so I very rarely do it. I did try it even with the Lamborghini Sterato, and no one really cared. But yeah, if you look deep into my uh, not, well, maybe the Facebook page, TikTok and Instagram, you will see some of the cars that I've worked on. Well, all of them really. Right, AMG C63. All right, you've got me there. That's a nice one. I worked on for one client. He had two C63S final edition, and they were brilliant cars. One of them was filthy. Like a Lamborghini Countach, They're yeah, the Countach is fantastic. Have you seen the film Cannonball Run? That's fantastic. Watch that for Countach. Which country is that? This one that I'm in is England. Right, how do you attract these high-end clients? Some of them, some of them is just because I will talk to anyone about their cars, and I'll give them a card and say, "You need to come and see me. I look after cars like this all the time," and I show them my Instagram, and I go, "All right, okay, I'll come and see you." I've genuinely won clients like that. The other way is talking to traders that deal in very nice cars. And of course, because they have constant flow of cars, not only do they have their own stock, but they have clients that buy the cars. Some of them have been recommended to me. So I've had an ex-football player, now pundit, come to me with their cars, people from TV shows, and then friends have got friends. It's as simple as that, really. How much is with a C63S? Not as expensive as you think. I think they're about 130 grand at the time. That was a while ago, though. That could have been a year and a half ago, I'm guessing, something like that. Right, I'd say that that wheel is clean and this bottle is not. I don't know why, but I like the bottles to be clean. Is that just me, or do you guys do that too? Bit weird like that, even though I'm cleaning. I want my stuff to be clean. Right, do you have a Integra? No, the Integra's gone now. That's for sale at a place called Fairmont Sports and Classics. So that's one of the people that I do business with, Fairmont Sports and Classics. They bring me some nice cars. Uh, they bought me. They bought me probably one of the rarest cars that I've ever worked on. Trying to get rid of all these leaves that have come in here overnight. Uh, where is that? So where is the Integra? Germaphobe. You might. No, no, no. Definitely not worried about that. I just like things to be clean and tidy. Anyway, the Integra isn't here. It was here for quite a while, but that is Fairmont Sports and Classics, where it's probably on their website now. It's got an itch in the worst place. I can't touch it with my hands. Non, how you doing, Non? Right, okay, so I've got Built Hamber. Built Hamber, what is this one? Touchless in here. And I'm going to cover the car in this. So this is a snow foam that helps break down the dirt on the car and it will make it much easier to clean. And I'm going to show you in the next few minutes. So I'm going to start on the other side of the car, walk around and cover this car in a snow foam. Oh, I love it when something gets caught. Do you like Subarus? Yes, I do, and I'm hoping to have some in soon. I'm dealing with someone that is waiting on a whole bunch of parts from Subarus, and as soon as he gets it in, he said he's going to bring some Subarus to me. Right, now I can't reach the roof, so I'm going to have to jump on this. Right, so a lot of people will say, actually, you don't need snow foam because a pressure washer will do the job. And to a degree, they're right. A pressure washer will take dirt off the car, but it won't take as much off as this. So, for the sake of a handful of minutes, soak the car down with a snow foam, and it really will make your life easier. Just don't buy a pH neutral one because they're not very good. But thank you for that. Yeah, I love likes and I love subscription clicks. That's all I ask for, nothing else. Unless you want to have a chit chat, I'm happy with that too. There we go. That's looking good. The Range Rover is a luxury car in Japan. It's a luxury car in England. I can't buy it because it's expensive. It is a luxury car, but there are more luxurious. Maybe the Bentley Bentayga, the Rolls Royce Cullinan. So there are. The thing is with the Range Rover is they're absolutely everywhere here in the UK. So it doesn't feel like a luxury car, even though it is one. The road that I live on, there's so many Range Rovers, so many. Yes, Gucci, what's your favourite snack from the UK? Tortilla chips, but that sounds more Mexican. UK snack. A sausage roll. Can't beat a sausage roll. Not a Greg's one. Sorry to all of you that like Greg's, but there's much better ones out there than a Greg's sausage roll. Right, so all I'm going to do now is let that relax on the car, and I'm going to show you what difference it makes. And side steps. If you've not seen those before, opinion on rinseless wash. There's a time and a place for a rinseless wash. There's no time and no place for it in my shop, but that's because of the work that I do. So here's when I would use a rinseless wash. You've just cleaned the car, you've driven to a car show, it's a little bit dusty. Soak the car down with a rinseless wash, gently go over it. Now, used properly, it'll be absolutely fine. But would I use it to clean the car like this? No, never. Absolutely not. So there is a time and a place. You cannot find a bottle of rinseless wash in here. I've got, when I ran out, I've never bought another one, and I've only ever bought one because the dilution ratios are fantastic. There's a little bit left over there, and I used to use it for some work, but I don't do that work anymore. I don't buy it. If you gave me a bottle, it'd be wasted on me, I'm afraid. But it doesn't mean to say that there's not a space for it. No, they are quite good, aren't they, Gucci? When you open the door, the side step comes out. Sure does. I've seen that feature on a Dodge Ram. Thing. Yeah, it is good. So for those of you wondering what we're talking about, if you look literally just here, in fact, let me bring the camera over a bit more so you can see it. Hello, Nano. Did I get that right, Nano? Yeah, it is Nano. Hello. Right. So if you look just in here, you'll see the side step come out. There you go. When I shut the door, you'll see that side step in a minute. It should go back in. How much do I charge for an in and out wash? I charge, depending on the size of the car, 50 to 70 quid. Right. I'm going to leave this on for as long as possible because I really want you to see the difference that it makes um, with taking off dirt from the car. There's absolutely no rush. Unless you guys are in a rush and you want me to hurry up. Got 18 likes. Can we get it to 20? Is there two people out of 109 that haven't given me a like yet? I wish I could see the subscriptions, but I haven't didn't take a look at those. Right, okay. Yeah, it is pretty. I've just seen that someone's done it, so thank you very much. It doesn't tell me who gave me the like, but I appreciate every single one of you, all 19 of you that have liked. So thank you very much. Let's see. Right, it's starting to take the dirt off. So I will. How am I going to do this? I mean, for a start, you can see the dirt at the bottom coming off. The snow foam just along here is brown. So what happens is the snow foam breaks down the dirt and starts to slowly. 21 now. So thank you very much. Yeah, the snow foam takes the dirt off the car. A lot of it. It won't take all of it off. It will take a lot of it off. Right. So I start at the top, work my way down. The windscreen coating that I put on here last year, it's finally given up. Well, at least where the wipers are. 22. Ah, thank you, Nelson Pena. It is 22 on mine now. So thank you to all of the people that are here chatting, likes, and subscriptions. It's perfect. Couldn't ask for more. Well, I can always ask for more. Like it does take off quite a bit of dirt. Definitely does. Right, yeah, you can't see exactly what I'm doing, can you? What car brands do you usually see in the UK? Here in America, is just Chevrolets, Hondas, BMW, Dodges. A lot of Range Rovers, a lot of Porsche, Ford, BMW, Mercedes, Audi. Uh, yeah, there's quite a bit, quite a few Japanese cars like Mazda and Honda. There's quite a bit going on. But these cars, you see them regularly. Quite a lot of Porsche actually as well. There are a good few Ferraris, but this time of year you don't really see them too much. Jeep. Do you know what? We don't see a lot of Jeep here. I don't think we do. Right. So, how much dirt is coming off? How can I show you this? Let me try and do a strip down the middle of the door. I don't think it's picking that up. How long does it take you on average to wash a car? This one, if I'm not live, I can get this car done in 45 minutes inside and out. On a live, I could easily spend 3, 4 hours doing the car. I can stop, I have a chat. I don't I don't go at the same speed to get the car done because I'm providing content for you guys. So it depends on exactly what I'm doing there. Hey Terence, how's it going? And thank you and welcome to the channel. Good to meet you. 45 in and out, that's crazy. As in too fast. We rarely see Porsches and I live in South California. Really? I would have thought that you see loads of them over there, sometimes even Chrysler in the States. Isn't Chrysler an American brand? Um, yeah, Mike, is 45 minutes too quick or too slow? Just out of curiosity. Like the side steps are going to have to come out in a second. So I can clean those. The side steps on these cars always absolutely caked in dirt. So there'll be a lot of mud coming out of there. Let's do that. Slightly pop it. This is for a maintenance though, right? Yeah, yeah, it is fast. Yeah, there's ways of doing it quickly without damaging the car and still getting the results that you want. Basically, get the car, snow foam it very quickly, go around all the wheels, spray them all down with your wheel cleaner of choice, and just get started. Go, go, go. Never, just don't stop. And it saves quite a lot of time, to say the least. But when I do it this way, I do one wheel at a time. I take my time. I talk people through it, the products that I'm using, answer questions, or just generally have a chit chat. And it takes me much longer when I'm live. I mean, the longest live I've done is about, well, it's not about, it was 8 hours and 19 minutes. I can't remember what I was doing on that car though. So it must have been quite a bit, probably from the film policy. Right, the mud is out of those steps. What car do I drive? Oh, I've got a lot of you guys don't like it. That Mini right there is my car. It's an electric Mini. Do you use a traffic film remover? Uh, no, no, I don't. So let me go back to the other question first. I'll come back to that one. Have you ever had to deal with rust? Yes, there's a lot of rust on that car, and sometimes there's just nothing that I can do. You just got to be careful of it. But a client will know if a car's got rust, and you need to be careful because you don't want to blow through that in any way, shape, or form. Traffic film removers, I don't use, but all-purpose cleaners I do use, and they're basically the same thing. However, what I've got on this car is a really powerful slow foam, and as you can see, I haven't cleaned the car yet. Well, technically, this is cleaning it, I know, but I haven't put my hand on it yet, and the dirt's coming off. It's an excellent cleaner. So no, I don't use a traffic film remover and a snow foam. It's completely unnecessary. If you have a look at this car now, I haven't cleaned it yet, but you can see it looks clean. So yeah, that is my challenge. If you have a look at this here, you'll see the difference in a second. I'll go straight through the middle. Can you see that stripe right in the middle now? Try and do this without actually pressure washing the car down there. Is that going to work? Hopefully you can see the stripe down the middle. That's just a good snow foam. Look, that's why I don't use pre-washes if you've got a good snow foam. I don't mind the mini. I think the mini is okay. Okay. After you exotic cars, you drive a mini. I said, hey, right. Yeah, I do have another car at home. That's the BMW, but I'm happy with the one that I've got. I have looked at changing it, but I really like it. So I won't be changing it anytime soon. Unless I win that lottery. Right, okay. You can see it makes a big difference, doesn't it, when you've got the right snow foam? Well, we need some facts on this car. What kind of facts do you need? I don't know that I've got them. What kind of facts do you need? What means here goes the dirt. Most of the dirt is gone, just with the snow foam. That's why I can argue that you don't need a TFR. Right, okay. Every time you have a car, you should tell us a fact about it, even if you have to Google it. The paint on this kind of flip flops depending if it's sunny or not. In some lights, it actually looks a little bit pink, believe it or not. Pink, silver, or this kind of goldy looking color. But I don't really know what the paint's called, and I should find out. Should have bought a Chevy, Mr. Ticket Beast. I don't know who you're talking to. Built Hamber, fantastic product. Yeah, I like Built Hamber a hell of a lot. It's a really great brand. They could do better with some things, but I really, really like their product. They're well priced and they work. You can't complain. I don't know if you saw just down here how much dirt just came off. Uh, Bjorn Marley, that is brilliant. That is the first time that I've seen it, and I've nearly said it. that is that is funny. I've got to screen grab that one. I nearly said that. That was brilliant. You've got 10 out of 10 points there. No one's got me that one before. Pink, yeah, actually, pink. It really does look it. Not the whole car doesn't turn pink. It has a pink hue. Bjorn, that is brilliant. What do you think about mobile car wash business? I can see you have a site which looks better to a mobile car wash business, but with a site. I'm not sure what you mean. Um, I'm not sure exactly what you mean. There's nothing wrong with being mobile at all. I think those guys are fantastic. And sometimes when I get a client, if I know that they're going to go to a car wash or that style of wash, I find out where they live and I'll try and find a detailer in their area and I'll pass on the details so a mobile guy can come and do the work. Because what happens is these guys before on one of their previous cars have spent over £1,000 on one car being detailed. It took 4 days. And I mean, because they live close, I do the maintenance for them. But there's times whereby, let's say a client doesn't live close, I'll give them details of a mobile detailer, and that's that. A pink filter. It does look like a pink filter, but without the sun here, I can't actually prove it. Pink Range Rover. Yeah, there is a pink Range Rover. No, it's not a Range Rover. It's an ML Mercedes. It's been wrapped in pink, and it looks awful. Absolutely awful. But hey, there you go. Right, hopefully you can see. Can you see all the dirt and all the mud that's in there? Yeah, hopefully you can see how easy it is to get rid of. That's what I'm cleaning. And the snow foam breaks it down. Right, okay. All I've got to remember is that that door's open. Definitely don't want the mistake of getting water inside the car. Right, I might be able to show you again on the power of a good snow foam. And like I was alluding to earlier, you can pressure wash off some of the dirt. This will get rid of a lot more of the dirt. So that's why we use them. And if they didn't work, I wouldn't waste my time using it. You can trust me on that one. For the sheer fact, waste of time, waste of money, waste of effort. So I'll only use a product if it actually works. Right, let me show you here again. I'm going to do a stripe right down the middle. Has the camera picked that up? I think it has. Hopefully you can see the stripes on the car now. Yep, you can see it. I'll stop labouring on about how good a good snow foam is. What I'd also say is when you're pressure washing the car afterwards, you need to make sure that the pressure washer touches every inch of the paint. Otherwise, you actually haven't taken the dirt off. You've just got the suds off the car. So be quite methodical with it, and it will make your life a lot easier. If you've got a car that's protected, some kind of paint protection, it will make it easier to clean. And then the snow foam is effectively even more effective. Right, I need to put on a new windscreen coating on this car, and I've got a few different options of how I do it. I can either do it with you, and it will take about 10 minutes, or I get a product that will last for much longer than about a month and put it on there. You see the three stripes. Cool. Means you can see it working. And what it's good for is getting into all of these little nooks and crannies as well. So what I do is I pressure wash one way, and then I'll pressure wash facing the other way. Oh, sorry, I thought you could see everything that I'm doing. Yeah, so what I'll do is I'll pressure wash this way into the nooks and crannies, and then this way, and then that way. It should get a much cleaner result. If I only go in one direction, where the water hasn't hit it on this side is still going to be dirty. It's just logic, really. But if no one tells you to do it, you might not be doing it. So now I'll go the other way. And again. And that's going to be a good place for me now to be able to put in a brush and not worry about scratching the car in any way. Right, there is next to no protection on this car, so it looks like I need to get something on there. Maybe I'll do that live with you. Very hard to see from camera, but it's kind of visible. Uh, Yeah, it is difficult sometimes. I try my best to show you absolutely everything because, again, I've got nothing to hide. But sometimes it doesn't work, unfortunately. Right, I'm just getting some suds into this bucket here. And what I'm using a two bucket method, but not as you know it. And what I mean is, I've got one bucket that's, well, it's got some old water in here. So let me just get rid of that. What is what comes out of the microfibers. So this is now an empty bucket. And I've got another bucket here purely with microfibers. So after the microfiber is used, it goes straight into the spare bucket and I just pick up another one. So I've got a whole host of microfibers in a clean bucket of water. That's the way that I do it now. And I'll be honest with you, I wish I would have done it earlier. It's just better that way. Right, okay. 70 people here and 25 likes. Thank you to all 70 of you, and thank you for all of the likes. Right, one of the things that I do is I make sure that you can see it here, I've got the windscreen wiper on the backside of the microfiber, and that just gives it a quick clean because if you clean the windscreen but not the actual blade itself, yes, you can still come out of here a little bit dodgy in terms of greasiness on the windscreen. So my advice to you guys is to do that too. It takes seconds. Right, what I'm going to do is the glass part of the car, the roof is glass, panoramic roof, and then I'm going to change the microfibers. There's no risk of scratching the car with all that glass in there. What's the job you've done, like one you wished to call off for someone else? Funny enough, it was the smallest car, and it was a smart car. And it was an existing client of mine. They'd already bought in the smart car once before, and they bought it for a ceramic coating. So I just want you to understand where I am with this client. And they bought in the smart car, and the owner had spilt white paint in the back of this car. And I said to her, I said, look, that's a nightmare. I said, normally I turn down that work because it is truly awful. And I spent 4 hours leaning into the back of a smart car, just trying to get the paint out. And let me tell you, I hated it. Absolutely hated it. So if someone calls me and they said, could you remove paint out of the car? My advice to every single one of you is if it's that bad, turn the work down. Uh, it is truly awful, awful work. And you're, yeah, I've seen it in some respects whereby the car should actually be written off because there's that much paint inside the car. Can't be fixed. You wouldn't have to look too hard to find something like that on the internet. Any kind of pictures of it, yeah. Smart car. Wish I didn't do it. That was definitely the worst one. Well, okay. There's been some work out there that I've quoted on thinking that's disgusting, but I really want the work. Long story short for this one, someone phoned me up and said, um, can I clean this car for a wealthy gentleman whose driver died in the driver's seat and they didn't find him for 3 days? So this poor chap, well, yeah, you can work the rest out. And I quoted on it. I didn't even quote that much because I wanted the business. I thought it would be quite fun to do. Yes, I realised that that's weird. It would have been nice to be able to say that I did it. And they said the reason that they couldn't do it or didn't book it in is because they needed a new interior. It had perforated leather. Now, when you've got a body in the car that's kind of been there for 3 days, you can imagine what comes out into the seats. What chemicals is in your wash bucket? Auto wash, built hamper, I hope. Actually, it's not. It's not. I don't put any kind of. So many flies around today. I don't put. I used to use auto wash quite a lot, but there was things that I didn't like about it. It just doesn't foam as much as I've tried. It doesn't foam. But the one that I've got in here is Car Chem 1900 to 1. It's a pH neutral shampoo. And here's my thinking behind it. It's really very slick. It's very sudsy, which I like. And I've already had an alkaline cleaner on the car. So, do I need to put another alkaline on the car? And I'm not convinced that I do need to. So, no, actually, I've got a pH neutral, very good pH neutral shampoo. Bet you didn't expect that one. And I put pH neutral in the wheel buckets as well. Right, if you had a girlfriend and had a lot of money, what modern car would you buy her? Do you know why that's a funny one? I'd ask her what car she wants. But the one that comes to mind is a Lamborghini Urus. Yeah, black one. Great big black gloss wheels, which I'm normally against. Great big red brakes behind it. Yeah, that is what I would have for sure. But yeah, what would all of you guys have? What would you buy your partner if money was no object? Why not? What car would you buy for yourself? Right. Chow, how are you doing? Got to be an SUV. Yeah, definitely, definitely. Maybe I don't know. I don't know, but I'd do like an SUV, and the Lamborghini is a nice one because it is still a Lamborghini. It is a fast car. It still looks great. It sounds great. So why the hell not? Uh, car, a car. Maybe an SUV worth 100 grand. What one would you buy for 100 grand? I don't know how much cars are these days. Clearly, after what that guy told me he spent on his Range Rover, clearly out of touch. Right now, that's been to the bottom of the car, but I'm going to turn it round and I'm going to use the clean side to do this door now. Okay, and as this gets to the bottom of the car, it's going to be discarded into the bucket. There we go. But I am going to do the rest of the bottom of that car first. Clean. It is clean. It's getting there slowly but surely. Okay. So now this has been to the bottom of the car. I'm going to keep it here. And then it's going to go into the bucket. And I'm going to get a fresh one for the rest of the car. Cool. I'm going to bring it with me. I'm thinking I might buy her something German. Tank. German tank. It depends. You could have a girlfriend or boyfriend, whatever you takes your fancy, that likes fast cars, doesn't care about cars, might like electric cars. I like electric cars. It's a difficult question, one of the most difficult I think I've been asked on here. What do I buy for an existing girlfriend? I don't know what car she likes. Just because my car is German, she'll stream to that. Oh, thank you. What car? Remind me what car you've got, Gucci. For two steps, what compound and pads do you recommend to cut through quickly? I'll show you. These ones are clean; they're just drip drying. So I've got a. This is a Lake Country microfiber HDO. Yeah, Lake Country Blue HDO microfiber cutting pad. Depending on how bad the paint is, these blue foam HDO pads, also Lake Country, are really good. And then for finishing it off, the orange HDO foam pad from Lake Country. I only use Lake Country pads. They do not sponsor me in any way, shape, or form. They're just pads that I've tested a load. They work really well, and that's what I stick to. The compounds that I use are Cartec 9000 And if you want a really heavy cut, then Cartex 3000. But the 3000 is a heavy cut. It will mar, especially with that microfiber pad. So you will need to do a second stage after it. All right, and this goes to the bottom of the car. We are done with it. There we go. 27 likes. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for all of the likes and the comments. Thank you for hanging around and having a chat. And for all the subscriptions, or I can't see those, but I'm pretty sure that they're there. Need to push that back in my head. I'm thinking Mercedes Benz. All right, GLA or GLC. GLA. You've got all the money in the world. You want a GLA? Or G63. Yeah, G63s are nice. They are nice. Can't go wrong with that one. Although to clean, a G63 is one of my worst nightmares. There's so much car and there's so many vents and just places for dirt to hide that cleaning a G63 is not my favorite car to clean. I've done a few of them and they can be a nightmare. Don't even get me started on machine polishing those things. Right, what do I want to do here? I'm going to get a brush. Right, this is where the brush comes back out again. A big hairy ball brush. Put that in a little bit of water. Big hairy ball brush. So these are great for getting into these areas where a microfiber just won't. So microfiber, hopefully you guys aren't using sponges, but this will clean this much, much easier. And because it's soft, the chances of scratching it or damaging it are much, much lower. Get into here too, and in there. This brush, it's also only a tenner. So it's really good for these kind of things. And it's low cost, which is even better. I'm not sure about the G63. Oh, G63 is fantastic. Sound is unbelievable. I'd get one side exit exhaust. Yep, love it. I'd still have the Lamborghini over it though. Do you prefer American-made cars? Checking in from Baltimore, MD, like your channel. Thank you very much for that. Do I like American cars? Absolutely yes. American classics and the V8s, the Mustangs, fantastic. The most recent American car that I've done was a Hellcat. It was purple and it was loud and it was fast and I loved the whine of the supercharger. So yeah, I do like American cars. But why do they only go in straight lines? Let's see. Okay, I'm going to start at the roof, get the majority of this water off, and I'm probably not going to dry the car. In fact, I'm going to show you something else that I'm going to do. In fact, let me do a bit of a water test. Let's see what the water is like. So one of the reasons I don't dry the cars is because I use an IBC, which is filtered water. So what I need to do now is check the water. So anything under 20 parts per million is good for not getting water spots. So here's the water going in here. This is my TDS meter. Oh, come on, more water. Right, anything under 20 is what we're looking for. So let me show you. A Challenger or Charger? Or maybe it's a Charger. Don't know. Hellcat. Oh, I have absolutely no idea then. Dodge Challenger. Don't know. I didn't know there was a difference. Right, so that's on zero, as close to zero as possible. The water comes out of here at 260 parts per million, which is bad for water spots. So we need that on as close to zero as possible. And that is on two. I know it's backwards to you. No, sorry, it's on five, which is absolutely fine. But just to make extra sure, I'm going to put another filter on the pressure washer and make sure that we definitely do not get any water spots. So this is what I'm going to be using. And what will happen is the water pressure will drop again, so it won't be anywhere near as good. But this is, I'm not sure if this is just UK based, but it's equipped to clean filter. So what happens is the water is now going straight into this filter, then onto the pressure washer. Just going to pop that under there. I'll show you what I'm doing. Always test this after you've taken it out. There we go. Go. Told you the water pressure would drop, but it should be more than that. Come on. Oh, I know. There we go. Fill it up. It's got to fill up that water filter. Come on, you can do it. There we go. Right, okay. So I've got that water filter on there now. And what that will do is that will take that 5 parts per million down to 0. So that's what I'm doing. That's why I don't need to dry the car, because I've removed all of the mineral. But you'll see the water pressure is going to be rubbish now. So now I can't see the phone at the minute, so I can't see any potential comments. But I will come back to you ever so shortly. I just want to get these suds off the roof of the car. Now, I don't know if you can hear the pressure washer or not. I don't know if that's putting. So what I'll do at the end is I'll do another test to show you the difference that that water filter has made. And it should, as long as the water filter isn't at the end of its life, it should be at 0. In fact, when I get round to that part of the car, I'll show you. How many doors did it have? 2 doors. What seems, it seems awesome for mobile work. Henry, it is good for mobile work, but there is something that's better for mobile work. If you can buy yourself a race glaze water filter, they're definitely better. I've got one of those as well. I'll show you that in a minute. So it's like I've gone from one step to the next step and the next step. So every time I think, right, okay, I need to spend more money on this, then that's why I've just got a little bit of everything here. But for mobile, it's good for the sheer fact you don't have to drive a car. Sorry, I think I've ruined it. Hope the sound's okay. The sound seems to have gone in my left ear. So when I get back round to the TDS meter, I will show you how much difference it's made. So it should get rid of the last little bit of sediment that's in the water. Now, I don't know if you can see it. Can you see the blue bottle that's just tucked away there? That's the race glaze water filter. So you fill that up with resin and you use that as the final stage of drying down a car. Now, there's a reason I'm not using that one, and it's because it's run from an IBC. But if you've got that with a pressure washer, that would be absolutely brilliant. But because my water's not coming straight from the tap, I've got a terrible water pressure. But this filter does absolutely great. But yeah, you're right. It will help you, especially on those hot days. Or if you're in a rush, you say to a client, look, this will not leave water spots. And then you can leave earlier. But that's why I use filtered water the whole time. So please show me how many doors with your fingers. 2. 2 doors. What is the water pressure you are maintaining to wash? Premium cars need to be washed with certain pressure, right? Kieran, I've never heard that in my entire life. I've got to be honest. It's more to do with technique and the chemicals that you're using. A little bit to do with actual water pressure. So no, I'm sorry, I've never heard that one before. Right, let me put that in here. Let me show that this should be down to 0. I hope it is. If it's not a problem. It just means that that water filter is at the end of its life. So I'll show you again that this is at 0, and we want this as close to 0 as possible. Right, so any of you before, even though with the filtered water, it was comes out of the tap at about 250. I've had that filter over there for 7 months or so. So yeah, and you can see just to show that there is still water in there. Yeah, so that's how much difference it makes, and that at 0 ppm, impossible to leave watermarks. Impossible. Especially in the summer, water spots make you want to die. Yes, they do. So I recommend if you're a heavy user, then a race glaze water filter will be absolutely fantastic. In 2 hours, what's that? In 2 hours, my BMW 5 Series. Don't know what that means. It was a Challenger, right? Got it, Kendrick. You pick up, as in you're picking one up. I'm. How do I want to soak this down? Do I want to do it this way? Do I prefer this? Maybe this is a nicer way of doing things. All right, I think I like that. I'm just soaking down the panel now with the pure water, so I cannot leave water spots anywhere. Makes my life and your life much easier. Didn't realise you'd pick up some hints and tips, you guys, today, did you? You're washing the car with fuel. Oh my God. I don't even know that I need to answer that, do I? Does anyone else want to answer that for me? I'm absolutely dumbfounded at that one. I don't know if they're joking or not. I hope they are. Has anyone got a map? Oh, no. Right, so after this, I'm going to start with the interior. I know I don't want to labour on the point, but I don't need to dry the car, so there's no point getting the drying towel soaking wet. It's absolutely pointless. And yeah, let's get started on the interior shortly, because it looks like a gas nozzle. It does, but I just didn't know if that person actually meant it. I've had some silly people on here before, but I don't think that they would have meant that one. I'm hoping they're just teasing. Okay, we're nearly done getting rid of the water on this car. Again, I'm not sure if I need to do this. Oh, water pressure just dropped. Why has the water pressure just dropped? No idea. Right, we'll do the front of the car, and that is that done. The only place where I will dry the car is the windscreen, just to make sure, not the windscreen, all of the windows, to make sure that I properly clean those. Right, okay. Getting rid of the last few little stubs, and then it's time to start the interior. Right, maybe next time that I do this car, I'll put some protection on it because there is nothing on here right now. Nothing. Completely and utterly flat. Okay, not a problem. We can sort that out. Oh, Let me show you what I'm going to use here. This is the first drying towel that I picked up. Get yourself a drying towel. Don't use chamois anymore, and I'll show you why and how much difference this makes. Where is a window that you can see how wet it is? Right, hopefully this one you can see. Drying towel is completely dry, so unlike a leather, which some of you might use, there you go, window's dry. Could it get any easier than that? What protection would I use from Terence? Terence, the one that I would use for this, because I'm doing it for free, is going to be this one. It's called Dual Flex. You put it into a snow foam lance, you use 5 milliliters in 250 ml of water. You put it on the car the same way that you would with a snow foam, wait 5 minutes, pressure wash it off, the whole car is covered. It'll only last about 4 to 6 weeks. So it's not bad considering the ease of it. And because it's not expensive, just put it on once every 4 weeks. And the glass will bead, the paint will bead. Come on, let me get that bit up there. Yeah, really easy to do. A sealant. Yeah, you could call it a sealant. Gobbling gobbler. Oh, British. If you don't like it, there's an X button. None of us want you here if you don't like us. Have you tried giving the accent a rest? Oh, boring. Adam, how you doing, Adam? Don't worry, you're so far the only one that I've seen from the other platforms. So how you doing, Adam? How is things? I really need to be going live on TikTok as well. I've had an absolute nightmare with going live this week. Built Hamburger, touch on your thoughts. Basically the same stuff. Never used it, but I do like Built Hamburger. So I've had a lot of people say that it's good, so I would definitely give it a try. But this one from Flex is basically the same. From Joule is basically the same product. But Built Hamburger, in my experience of the ones I've used, they haven't made a bad product. What I do think they should change is auto wash is not very sudsy at all, and I don't like that. It feels like it's not slick enough. It's something you use. How do you find it? Is it working for you? That's what I also say. If something's working for you, then don't change it. Doesn't mean there's not something better out there, but if it's working for you, then it's a good product. All right. So the windows are clean and dry. Totally agree. No, absolutely. I never waved. Did you just go past then, Gary? Where have you been, Gary? Did you just drive past? How are you, Gary? Adam, how are you doing? This is as you guys will know, this is just a maintenance wash on this car today. The exterior is done. And how long have I been on this car? 90 minutes. That's actually not too bad. Got the interior to do next, and I'm going to grab the Tornador and I'm going to blow the hell out of everything there. Tesco run. All right, I've got it. Right, I'm just going to go and grab the Hoover. So bear with me a second, people. Just going to grab the Hoover and plug that in. I know that you can't see everything that I'm doing right now, but I've got a decent car to look at for a split second. But Hoover is all the way out the back, and there's no way I'm going to get through with the Hoover and holding you and making sure that I don't hit one of these cars with a piece of equipment. That would be a nightmare. In fact, I want to do something else. Oh, wow. Right, all I'm going to do, I want to get rid of some of the water that's on the floor. Ironically, I'm going to use water. Right, here we go. Best way to get rid of the water is with water. Irony, right? Irony, irony, irony. Okay, that's better. Time to crack on. So what I'm going to use is a tornador, and that is a tool that blows air quite violently. So it's really good for dusting the car out. And if none of you have seen this before, this is the tornador. So have a look. That's what it does. It does your hair for you, or not, as the case may be. Oh, it's actually made a better job of it. But what I also use it for is if I want to get water out of certain places like this. I don't know if that's picked it up, but that's what I use it for. It's good for getting rid of dust in most places. So this is how I use it. What in the world is that? Tissue. Right. The owner hasn't been well recently. Right. I'm going to take a couple of things out of the car. A dog likes to spend quite a bit of time in this car, so I'm going to get rid of a few of these things, and then can actually carry on with the interior of this car. So, oh, there's loads of sugar in the back of this car. Why is there sugar in the back? Try and blow some of this dirt straight out. Simple as that. Simple, simple, simple. I'm going to have to get rid of a lot of a little bit of dog hair, some of the mud, some dog paws. But yeah, a little bit to do in here. I reckon we'll be here maybe for another 20 minutes, half an hour, and then we'll be done. And I might do some more work on that Merc out there. Got quite a bit of machine polishing to do on that Merc, and it's nice weather for it, so why not? Well, I'm not going to blow that away. That would be silly to do. So, bear with me a second, people. I'm just going to plug in the Hoover. Normally, I would go through when it's not too bad and just blow everything all over the place, and it's easier to hoover up. But there's quite a bit of sugar in the back of this car. Well, at least I think it's sugar. It is sugar. It just looks all white and powdery on the floor. So whilst I'm here, if anyone's got any questions about detailing, I'm more than happy to help. You've got products that you've got in the garage or kitchen, wherever you keep them for car cleaning. There we go. A little bit of a McDonald's tip. It's always a staple for this car. None of you thought I was actually going to eat that, did you? Yes, if you've got products that you've got and you don't know how to use them, or you've tried and it's just not working, good opportunity for you to drop a comment, let me know. I'll try and help you. Got something with your own car, aesthetically, that you want sorted out, maybe I can give you some advice on it. If you just want me to dress up and clean the car, then I'll do that too. So after I've hoovered, I will go over the car with an interior cleaner. And today I might use a different one. I think I'm going to go for CarPro Inner QD. Tips for efficiency. Don't go live. Don't go live because it will slow you down massively. However, it's good if you want to build a community and talk to people. I really appreciate it for that. Efficiency is something while something else is going on. And I know that that sounds obvious, but right now, the most efficient thing for me to do would be Hoover wipe down the leather, through the window, go into the next corner. Hoover, wipe down the leather and the door card through the windows. Because now what I'm going to have to do is Hoover, 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 then go round and clean the leather, then go round and do the windows. Doesn't make any sense. I'm live. So that's the way that it works. That's the kind of efficiency things that if you're working in this little bit of space, I need to be doing everything whilst I'm here. I don't want to go from here to here to here and then go around the car 5 times. That's the kind of efficiency things that you need to be looking at. That's also the same with the outside of the car, which is why earlier I was saying, no fun the car right away. Get something on all of the wheels, especially if it's cold weather like it is today. And then at some point you can pressure wash it all down. You've already got all of the wheels pressure washed, and you've already got the paint pressure washed and treated. And then just carry on. And that could save you time. There's loads of things like that. That's just the ones that I can think of right now, but going live is going to slow you down a massive amount. I could have had this car done ages ago. But where's the fun in that? I've got the time, I've got the patience. I think you guys enjoy it. I'm happy to provide the service of something to watch. So why not? M. Florin, how you doing, M. Florin? We've spoken before, haven't we? I'm sure we have. If not, either way, hello. But normally, under these mats, there's nothing there other than a bit around the edge. And because I take care of this car weekly, and I have done for quite a while, I normally know the things to look out for. So the edges of the mats get a little bit of dirt, never anything underneath it. We do a much deeper clean, but that's not what they're paying me for. But I do other things for them in terms of protection, filling up the tyres, filling up the water. So I do all that. Last week, yeah. And with the two, when did you last talk? I know we've spoken before. Definitely know we've spoken before. Okay. So, go on, on to the next bit. So now you can see that efficiency wise, that's not the most efficient thing for me to do, Henry, is it? Because I'm going to end up coming back to those areas. What's the time? The time is past 12. Okay. Now, I didn't do any lunch with me today, so I'm going to go home. I'm going to go to the gym. Is there anything in here? The boot doesn't really get used. So even from last week, I can still see the Hoover line from last week. I'll leave that up nonetheless. Last time you were live with the Lexus. Oh, wow. You haven't seen me since the Lexus. I've been live since then. I was live with the Merc the other day. The Lexus. God, that was like 2 weeks ago, wasn't it? Having said that, I have had some issues with power and I've not been able to go live, which breaks my heart. But the power's working, so am I. So if I'm not live here, for those of you that don't know me, then the chances are I'm going to be live on TikTok. I'm normally live, if I can, on one of those platforms. So if you're on TikTok, have a look for me, PFG Retailing, and you'll get a lot more content on there. I post every single day. I can respond to messages on there. So if any of you want to send me a direct message, no problem at all. Everyone gets a response, normally quite quickly. And I'm happy to help as many people as I can possibly help. Uh, yes, and Florin, I'll show you what I've got in at the moment that's waiting. I've got this little mini Woodman, and I've been working on that Mercedes 450 SL. So there's quite a bit of working. Each car is not just a small job. Each car is between 2 to 3 days work. Thank you very much. Yeah, I'm on across all platforms. My at is at PFD Detailing. So Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. Having that one app makes it much, much easier for me and everyone else, I think. Right, okay. Let me check this McDonald's tips down here. There are none. I can look it. Thank you very much. I will absolutely do my best. I like doing this. I like going live, and I'm gutted when I can't do it. Sometimes it's taken out of my hands. Thankfully, I've got gloves on, and I'll pick that out later. The owner of the car has not been well for the past week, so there's quite a bit of tissue in the car. State of it in there. State of it. It's not the worst, but I clean this car every week. Let's get it so dirty in a week. It's mud everywhere. I know, it's the dog. The dog is the cutest little dog in the world. Every time it sees me, it barks and then just rolls over, wants its belly scratched. Very sweet little thing. Oh, come on, Hoover. What are you doing? Oh, you're getting caught up. Well, this is, for these guys, this is really dirty today. So what I'll be doing after is cleaning the leather. I'm not going to do a deep clean with the leather. It's going to be a good wipe over. Nice cars. They're different, aren't they? And I like doing something that's different. Right. So is it the paint correction that's taking the time up? Paint correction, yes. Although on the Merc, you'd be gobsmacked at how much dirt came out of the arches on that Merc. It was unbelievable. More than any other car I've worked on. It took me about 90 minutes just to do the wheels, tyres, and under the arches. But yeah, the paint correction is going to take me a day. More useful to your working on a smart car today. It's one of the largest smart cars that they actually make. But the only car around here that's smart is my Mini. How have you been, Dave? What's going on? Are you working today? Or what are you working on, I should say, because you're a busy guy. What are you working on? He hasn't told me yet. He's not going to tell me yet. Again, with this particular car, I know that around the edges, it gets dirty, but under the mat, never. Quite a bit of mud in here this week, so I'm going to spend a bit more time getting rid of that. Oh, there we go, done. Crappy weather. Today, crappy weather, I actually quite like it. It's a little bit cool, but not cool. And overcast. Good weather to work in, to be honest with you. I've done a couple this morning, had a double no show. Isn't that nice? I feel your pain only too much. Looking to purchase a van since mobile. Any recommendations? Henry, if you have a chat with David right here, David, Henry is UK based, and so is David. And David is mobile, and David uses some of the best microfibers around. He got me onto it as well. They're called Fallen Angels. So he can talk to you more in more depth about mobile work than I can because he's a mobile detailer. It's an MGB yesterday. That would have been nice to do. How long did that take? What colour was it? Red, green? Do you think it's okay to use IPA for cleaning greasy car surfaces? I have no idea what caused that build-up on that thing with the toxic layer of silicon with accumulated dirt. Yes, you could use an IPA, but I would use a non-caustic all-purpose cleaner. After that, you can use a panel prep, which is an IPA. Going straight in with isopropyl alcohol, I'm thinking like the hard, strong stuff. I wouldn't do that. I think there are other things you could use first. There's St Andrew, no welcome today. Oh, fair enough. Bright orange, that would be nice to see. What are the different detailers out there? There are different detailers out there. Some are so professional, some are. I'd like to think that the majority of them are. But I know and have seen what some of the people out there do. It's not great, but that's their business, and I just keep my mouth shut. I can do what they like. Some of the ways that I've seen things to be hidden is truly disgusting. As a for instance, one of the things is someone had dog hair in the car and they couldn't get rid of the dog hair. Forgive me, you don't want to watch this. And the way that they hid the dog hair was actually painting the carpet black. The carpet was already black, but if you get a upholstery paint, Elon Musk is back. If you get an upholstery paint and you paint it black, it hides the dog hair. And I am not recommending that. I'm saying it's disgusting that people just didn't do it. I've seen people use Sharpies to fill in scratches on paints of cars. Like, really? Like, is that how you want to run your business? So yeah, I've seen it. I don't agree with it whatsoever. Right, where is that? No, definitely don't want to use that one. Don't want to use that one either. I'm going to use Car Pro Inner QD today. Why not use Car Pro? It's a good product. I'm going to use Car Pro Inner QD for the cleaner, and that will get rid of mud. I've got a Fallen Angel scrub pad and a Fallen Angel microfiber. I like them because they're the best. Simple as that. Right, okay. What's this? Also, would like to bring the inside look to the car back to life, as it's beige and don't know what the substances I could use on the carpet, mostly textile and the door cards. Right, okay. So you want to bring the car back to life. It depends on what dirt you've got to what you want to take out. As a for instance, if it's mud and general just grime, you can use an all-purpose cleaner or interior cleaner. If you've got adhesive, you need to use a tar and glue remover. So it depends on the substrate because you wouldn't want to put a tar and glue remover on leather. You don't really want to put it on glass. So you need a whole host of different things in your arsenal to clean those things. But Dessa, if you look for me on Instagram or TikTok, it's at PFG Detailing. Send me a direct message and I'll happily help you. I don't want anything for it. I'll answer your questions. There's no charge for this. I'm not going to all of a sudden go, oh, you've got to pay me. No, nothing like that. Just send me a message and I'll help you. Carpet, use a drill brush and APC or dedicated. Yeah, absolutely. If you don't have a drill brush, you can use an upholstery brush. What is it called? I always forget this. A chemically resistant upholstery brush. Let me tell you what I'm doing here. That'll work well. Hello, Non. Old Sam did a 15-hour live Black Friday sale yesterday. Now they did it again. Yeah, I think popped in a couple of times. They had like 1 million likes, which is absolutely phenomenal. The shame of it is, if you'd have asked me to be there, I'd have gone, but he never asked. I'm not saying they need me. I'm just saying it would have been nice. I'd have gone down there and worked for him for the day in his own office. Would have been quite fun to do. So that is not a deep clean that I'm doing right now. This is just a get rid of the dog paws, and I'm using something very simple, just a scrub pad and in a QD, and it's doing everything that I need it to. People will do. Just came across your channel for this live. I was wandering around, beating around the bush on how I could start cleaning cars properly to get the best results. Love the support. No, thank you. I love the support from all of you, Desu. Well, all of you, and of course, Desu. So yeah, the least I can do is answer your questions and support you the way that you're supporting me. So thank you for that. And yeah, anything that I can do to help, more than happy to. Not a problem at all. So after I've done this, I'm going to use this dirty microfiber to do all of the door shuts. I'm not going to do it just yet. I'm going to get this bit here, but that's it. Then the door shuts will be done, and that will look nice and clean too. So there's a little bit of mud down here. It landed on my foot and didn't touch the floor. That's fine, though, because I've got a whole ton more of them. Right, there we go. So this, do I need to go over the door with this now? No, I'm just going to use the microfiber. I'm going to spray the door down, give it a wipe over, and it's antimicrobial, it's anti-static. God knows what that really means in the big bad world. But I think it means it shouldn't get as dirty in the future or as dusty. Try and prove that. Antimicrobial is a nice type though. Right, here's something for you guys that you don't often see. So this is I use these microfibers just to leave in clients' cars. So when they have a lot of work done, or if it's just a regular client, and that's something that I leave in the car, purple microfiber, kind of a signature move. However, Fallen Angel will be like, they're not one. Fallen Angel, I bought them before I knew you. I've got a load of them. Right, okay. Time to wipe down the dash. Sometimes what I do is spray the microfiber directly, then wipe down the dash. That way you prevent any kind of overspray. Nice and easy. It's good for the screens too. Lots of finger marks on these screens. Hopefully I haven't just turned the music on. No, I haven't. Excellent. Scrub pad on there. More dog paw marks. I know you can't see a lot of what I'm doing right now. Sorry, guys and girls. Well, no, I don't normally get too many women in here, but still, guys and girls. You've got more microfibers than me. Oh, bet that's not true. Bet that's not true. Now I'm going to re-hoover this bit. For some reason, there's a little bit of dirt there. Detail Freaks purple plushie. Actually, it's not. It's an own brand from Into Detailing, so I have absolutely no more. Tips for streaks from glass. Another thing that makes you want right with the glass. I use You can use Built Hamber Traceless, really good glass cleaner. I use Dual. What is it called? Dual Optical. They're both really good glass cleaners. However, the thing that I use after it, oh, the other thing that you, sorry, let me start with something else as well. You need, again, I get them from Fallen Angel, the microfiber company. I use lint-free microfibers. After that, if you can get yourself some distilled water or filtered water, and you've seen what I've got with that machine over there. So I've got 0 ppm water. Get that, and again from Fallen Angel, some waffle weave glass cloths. Spray the glass cloth with the purified water, and then go over the windows again. You won't get any marks on the windows. That's the way that I do it. That's the way to do it. For those of you who didn't know Punch and Judy, that is so far my foolproof method. So it's not a done in one kind of thing, but it works. So I can't recommend it enough. It's not the same every single case, but that's what works for me, and that's what I'll be doing on this car if it needs it. So that might have been a bit of a long-winded answer, but you've got everything that you need there. Right, any dog marks on this leather? Nothing, thankfully, because they do leave. What do they leave on there? That dog blanket. That's a good clue. Let's see. Right, okay. Just a little bit there. Nothing. On to the next. Henry, no problem at all. Fallen Angel sale is going like crazy. It's sold so little. Right. Have you ever used shiny black PPF? I heard it's quite awesome and mimics black paint without orange peel. Or without orange peel. That's a big ask. Have I used PPF? Yes. Have I put some on my own car? Yes. Is it clear? Yes. Without orange peel, I know that it's possible, but how good really is it? Now, I'm a big fan of PPF. I was looking at getting into PPF, but at the time, I saw a change in the market and I thought this is not the right time to invest possibly 15 grand into the business, getting the plotter, going on the course, buying the PPF, advertising it, building a box over there so I can put the car in it for the right temperatures and no dust and all that kind of stuff. But it's there is an art to it, and if you can get that right, which we all can, then yeah, it's great. But the bit that I'm latching onto there is the fact that you said no orange peel, and I'd like to see it in person to actually make sure if they can really do that. I've got some PPF in here. I've got a strip, or you can buy rolls of it from Expel, which is on Amazon. It's not that much, to be honest with you. When you buy a big roll of it, yes, it costs a lot of money. But you have the ones that I buy to do the door pillars is by Expel, XPEL, and it is good stuff, really good stuff. So I'm a fan. There's color change PPF, also really nice. Fortune, but it's good gear. This is nearly done. No worries, no worries, Henry. He's not doing. He's not doing one. Just a little dig. Oh, right, I see. Dave, how comes you're not doing it? It's because I keep telling him to put his prices up. He's already low cost. Put your prices up, Dave. And I didn't call you cheap. It definitely works. I tried your advice with the inside of the windshield. It's spotless there. Ah, M. Florin, thank you. I like it when this happens. I give advice. Someone comes back a couple of weeks later and said, "Do you know what? That actually really worked." And it's a low cost fix. Distilled water and a couple of microfibers. It's like, okay, that's where the trick was hiding. Took me ages to work that one out, but it was kind of logical to me because the pure water can't leave water spots. It can't leave a mark behind. So yeah. The other thing you can do to help you, oh, you can't see me. The other thing you can do to help you find those marks when you're cleaning windows is as you're here, if you've got a light coming in from the other side, that really helps you find the marks that you've got on the window and can aid in getting rid of them. So, as a for instance, what I've got is that light over there. If I have that shining through, the chances of leaving any kind of residue is massively reduced. Simple tricks. Right. Well, we've got another mark on the leather. That's a great big black mark on the leather. Let's see if this removes it. We'll use the microfiber side. Got a bit more bite to it. Yep. Removed it. Thank you very much. God knows what that was. Probably a foot mark. Okay, nearly done. So, any more questions while I'm here? Nearly finished this car. Is Dave gone? He's giving him a little dig, but he's not come back at you, Gary. He's not taking it. He's not listening. Gary, depending what the weather's like tomorrow, I'm planning on being live on TikTok just to come in and do my own car, just to go live. So We'll see. But if it's peeing down with rain, then I'm not going to put the Merc outside just to do a live, unfortunately. Right, now, what I promised that I would do is the door shuts. I want to spray this down, go over these door shuts. Here we go. Easy, easy. What's that? Over this car for a second time. Any more questions while I'm here? The car's nearly done. All I've got to do is the windows and a little bit of tyre shine, and then I'm off. I was going to do a bit of work on that Merc, but I think I want to go home. There's no rush on that car whatsoever. Get rid of that. No questions. Fine, you guys are going easy on me today. We'll get rid of this bit here. Nice and easy. It's nice when you guys go easy on me, but it means I'm not helping anyone. I just provide the content, Jay. Just shut up, Jay. In the car. What have we got here? 51 people and 30 likes. Can we get it to 40 likes before I go this afternoon? How much support have I got from you guys? And I think there's a subscribe button up here somewhere. So if you want to see some detailing again, whether it's this, interiors, exteriors, machine polishing, ceramic cuttings, I try and share as much information as I can. So if you want to see more of it in the future, a subscription click would be lovely. I'll share as much information with you as possible. I can smell food. Oh my God, it smells good. Oh, it smells like bacon sandwich. Lovely. Right, okay. That means I need to eat definitely. Quick review again. Somehow, and I never really understand this. I'll hoover the car, come back to it 10 minutes later, and it looks like it wants hoover again. How in the world does that happen? Right, there we go. That is well and truly hoovered. Don't get dirty again. Right, this is Henry. Remember earlier I was saying you asked me about efficiency. This is a non-efficient way to clean this car. Thank you to the 31st liker and all of the previous likes. Thank you very much for getting me there. We're not going to hit any records today, but that's okay. We can't do it every time we go live. That would be a massive ask. Okay, that's that done. That's it, that's it. Well, Adam, thank you for being here. And I should be live tomorrow with that Merc in the background and doing some machine polishing. Terence, thank you for being here, and I hope you have a wonderful weekend. You've done it in a different way for months. Yeah. You see what I mean? Watching me now, you're like, he's gone round the car 3 times. It makes no sense. You need to be here, get the work done, go to the next corner, go to the next corner, off you go. Inefficient. But there's method to my madness because I get to be live with all of you. So does that mean you're going to change a few things then, Henry? I think you will. Oh, that food smells so good. Okay, I think the hoovering is done. Let's check in there. Yep, tiny little speck of something. Get rid of that. Not that you can see that. Right, window time. Windows, tire shine, and then I am out of here. Let me show you, for all of you that were asking how I do the windows, you're about to see how easy it is. And are you dragging that nozzle on the leather? No, 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 no. If I put the nozzle on there, sometimes what I do, let's say that that's the nozzle, I'll go like that and just take it backwards really quite lightly. But putting it on the leather or the plastics, potentially scratch it, which is obviously a bad thing. Or I hover it so close, but not actually on it. Or I'll dab it on and take it off, but not drag. Uh, why do you make such trash carpets? He's getting questions about his cars now. Right. Right. Also, Henry, if you haven't got one of these for doing windscreens, get yourself one. They're about 2 or 3 quid. It's a game changer because it gets down into the tight little area where the windscreen meets the dashboard. It's brilliant. Get yourself these. Get a couple of them. They're brilliant. Another non-efficient way of doing things. I'm going to clean the windows with this built Hamber traceless and this. Then I'm going to go around it again. Right, okay. Bought an E61. Is that a BMW? For my wife, it's filthy and has worn driver seat bolsters, black leather. I hope I can fix it with some filler and some paint. Yeah, that is not my forte, so I can't give any advice on it. But yeah, you can fix it. It's no problem. Right, sorry, I'm not worth 300 a billion, Elon. Trying my best. Another fantastic product. No, it really is. So you're definitely a Built Hamber fan, aren't you, Terence? Let me show you. I've also got Built Hamber Surf X HD, Built Hamber Corosol, Built Hamber Auto Wheel. I don't even know what else. This Built Hamber product. So yeah, I like the Built Hamber products. They absolutely work. We'll look at a help to buy scheme. Well, that's very nice of you, isn't it, Elon? Right, with this, if any of you have got traceless from Built Hamber, I don't know why, but you need to shake it first. The only window cleaner that I know you need to shake first. So this will absolutely leave some kind of residue behind. But for cleaning the windows quickly, just get it done. And then now is when I should wipe over with another cloth, but that's not exactly what I'm doing right now. So windscreen spray, no spray, no lay. Right, okay. There you go, windscreen. Thank you very much. Nice and easy. And I'm going to go back over it with the pure water and then get rid of the last little bit that's on there. That's the way that I do it. Outside doesn't really need much because we have cleaned it. This is how easy it is to do the windows. And the outside really doesn't need doing, but I'm going to go over them anyway. Henry, spend a fiver, get 2 of these. It'll make your life much, much easier. Promise you that. This is where I should have products linked on here. But I don't. I'm not selling anything. The window, thank you very much. Then we're going to use the Fallen Angel microfiber, as promised earlier, get rid of any kind of marks that will be left behind. I guarantee this way of doing it will remove the dirt, but it will leave a bit of residue behind. It'll be fixed. Don't worry about that. I want to do that one afterwards. Oh, it still smells good. Quality tool, especially for reaching both. Yeah, absolutely. Do you use one, Henry? Sounds like you might already use it. I've got to get rid of the nose marks from the dog, not from the owner. And as promised, I have not dried this car, and you can see it is dry, and there are no water spots left behind. And if you would have done that on another car, there is tiny bits of water here, but not 100% dry, but it will be. Not yet. Yeah, this is a nice, simple, quick fix for reaching those difficult areas on the windows. Right, again, I'm not going to spray this so it goes everywhere on the interior, but I will spray it directly on there. That's onto the microfiber. Okay, here we go. Nearly done. She leaves, she leaves footprints once in a while. What did I say? What did I say? She leaves footprints once in a while. What was that, Gary? I've missed it. What's the water filter called again? Right, okay. I've got a few different options for you for water filters. So if you want to go and get the absolute best, then the one that I've got is a reverse osmosis system, but you need at least 200 litres in a water tank. So that's a reverse osmosis system. The next step down is a race glaze water filter. You'll need the 7 or 8 litre. I can't remember what one it is. Assuming you're not using it too much, and you fill it with a resin, which it will come with a resin when you buy it, but you'll need to buy another one afterwards. After that, the step down again would be the equip to clean, and that's a get you out of trouble. So equip the number 2 clean. So there's a few different things there that you can do to prevent water spots, and there's different ways of using it as well. Because I have the reverse osmosis system, I do use the pure water all the time. 30 litres. I've got 31 on mine. So uh, yeah, so I'm not going to go through that resin as quick as, let's say, someone that uses it constantly. Hang on, I've explained that terribly. And that's because I'm starving hungry. That's what I'm blaming it on. Right. Reverse osmosis system, you'll get hundreds of litres, and the the system will last for a very long time. You'll get loads, hundreds, thousands of litres of water. Right. After that, the race glaze water filter, you might get 300-400 litres, but it depends on the hardness of the water. What I was saying is, or trying to say, but did a terrible job of it, is if you use it from start to finish, the race glaze water filter on a car, you're going to go through it much quicker than, let's say, on a day like this, you just clean the car and then wash it down at the end as a final rinse. It's very, very different. But it also depends on the resin that you use and how many liters you buy, as in the storage tank, how many liters it is. So there's a lot going on. You said nose prints from the dog, not the owner. Oh, right. That's it. You know, I'm always behind on comments, Gary. I'm terrible with that. Right. So now all I'm using to clean the windows, seeing as the built hammer product is already in there, I'm using just pure water and a microfiber. And that will get rid of the last little bits of whatever's on the window. It cannot leave water. See what, on a day like this, it's taking ages to soak up. Easy. How many people we've got here? 43 people. Ooh, Is there any more questions? I think after I've done the windows, I'm going to get a tyre shine done, and then I'm going to be off. So you've got me for maybe about another 10 or so minutes. So if anyone's got any questions, now's a good time to ask. I won't be able to answer them until next time I'm live. Adrian, how you doing, Adrian? Good to see you. Another regular. You're coming right at the end. I'm nearly finished. So yeah, you've probably seen this car a number of times already. This car is in today because I couldn't get it in yesterday. And I'm probably going to start to do this one on Saturday mornings anyway, moving forward. I think it'll be easier. Plus, I can take my time on a Saturday. There's no rush for them to do the school run. Someone's left the gate open. Ooh, they don't like it when the gate's left open. Oh no, he can leave the gate open. It's the boss. I seem to come. Yeah, yeah. Oh, there's a euphemism there. But I'm not going to go down that road. Yeah, it's. Do you get the notifications to say that I'm live? I always am curious to see if it works. But today's a relatively quiet day, actually, which is fun. It's just been nice to be able to go live because I've had a nightmare with the power for the past week. Basically, I haven't had any, so it's got on my nerves to say the least. So I've had to do other things, but it meant that no lives whatsoever. Sorry, I know you can't see everything that I'm doing right now. Well, you can see a little bit through the window. There we go. I'll leave the dog treat on the floor. Is microfiber better on windows than pure cotton? Pure cotton, what I find is it kind of folds in on itself and it's an absolute nightmare. So I've tried the pure cotton and I don't like it. But if you get on with it, then great. But what I like to use is lint-free microfiber or a waffle weave. They're definitely better than pure cotton. You were shopping, Christmas shopping? You had to reschedule all clients. Basically, that Merc should have been done on Monday, and that Mini, which I know you can't see, but there it is, that Mini should have been done 2 days after. So yeah, I've had an absolute nightmare, which is another reason why I couldn't get this in because I just had a nightmare. So yeah, everything had to change, and as you can imagine, I am not happy about it, and it takes a lot to get on my nerves. Uh, what can you do? You live, you learn. No, not December yet. It's not, but as of December 1st, it's then entirely uh, good to start eating chocolates for breakfast and mince pies and all of that good stuff. So yeah, as of December 1st, I'm going to be on it. Mince pies and Home Alone. Bar humbug. Are you a bar humbug? You don't like it? My sister put her Christmas tree up 2 weeks ago. I said, "Is that to bribe my nieces to tell them you've got to be good, or Father Christmas isn't going to turn up, Santa Claus?" He went, "No." I was like, Do you get an extra 2 weeks of telling them to be good to each other? Otherwise, they don't get gifts." We saw her brain tick over. He's like, Actually, that's not a bad idea." Mm. Tomorrow, you mean? What did Oh, Gary, what did I say? You know, I'm terrible at this. Terrible at remember everything. Tomorrow. What did I say, Gary? Please help me. Right, I'm going to jump up on something else to do that afterwards. So what I'm going to do is I need to the first. I didn't know if there was 31 days in November or not, so I didn't know that tomorrow was the first, which is why I specifically didn't say it that way. But yeah, if tomorrow is the first, then tomorrow it is, which means I need to go out and buy a bottle of port. What I'm going to do is I want to call it a day. Actually, I want to call it a day. I'm going to do the tire shine later. I've got to do the windscreen, the back window, and then I'm done. So yeah, I'm pretty much done, everyone. So what I'm going to do is I'll be live tomorrow. It'll either be here or likely on TikTok, and I'm going to be machine polishing uh, that Merc, which has already started. So if you want to check me out on there, it's at PFG Detailing on all my socials. So give us a follow, and I'll see you there. We've got another question actually just come up. Have you seen MoveX? And I've seen Alumax, but I've never used it. But my word, it looks interesting, Florin, really interesting. But I don't know much about it, but it looks really good. It better be tomorrow, as that means Monday's the second. Well, yeah, that's normally what comes after the first, Gary. Have I missed something there? So what I'm going to do is I am going to go, even though the numbers have just jumped up a little bit. So yeah, at PFD Detailing across the board to find me on the socials if you want to see me live elsewhere. Cool. Okay. Glad to be able to help, Henry. So I'm going to go. I'm absolutely starving hungry and I've got to get this car back. But I'll see you all soon on another live. And sorry for not being around too much, but I am back. So thank you, everyone. I love you all. Oh, thank you. Oh, gingerbread men. And yeah, definitely, Terence. I'm absolutely starving. So, yes, thank you. And I'll see you all soon. Bye bye.